Today we go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently filming over in the UK. Things are really starting to take shape by director and writer J.J. Abrams. They're really getting everything done rather smoothly. There's no word of any complications of the actual film itself when it comes to doing some of the scenes. We actually saw some of this happen with The Force Awakens when Han Solo, or should I say Harrison Ford, broke his ankle, and they had to work their ways around that. But so far, nothing bad has happened for this movie, which is great. And looking at Episode 9, these past couple of weeks or so, we have been learning a whole lot more about this movie when it comes to some of the set leaks, the scene schedules, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, one of which has all to do with the scene that is to be shot by this November, including Adam Driver, the male actors in their 20s, and more. So specifically, Adam Driver is set to start training soon for a major battle scene that's to be shot this November over at Cardington. The set is said to include loads of rubble, fire, and smoke. Extras will be dressed as First Order stormtroopers fighting alongside Adam. It's said to be like the Battle of Takodana, but on a magnified scale, also longer. A new ship set piece is currently under construction for the scene that Adam will use. Also, there is talk of a village set being used for Episode 9 in a separate day for this specific sequence. This is said to be a 2-week shoot. The male actors in their 20s will be performing stunts for this scene. Adam will be training for new lightsaber moves for this crucial sequence for the final installment of this trilogy. So I wanted to get on the subject of these male actors in their 20s. The fact that they are going to be pulling off stunts for this scene tells me that they could very well be the Knights of Ren, but only the Knights of Ren when their helmets are actually on and when they're doing these heavy action scenes. It could very well be that a lot of these new actors and actresses that actually got cast for Episode 9, a lot of them could very well be portraying the Knights of Ren when their helmets are off, when they're not doing action-heavy sequences. So it could be that these male actors in their 20s are going to be, doing all the action-heavy stuff, all the stunt work for the Knights of Ren. Meanwhile, let's say, for example, if Dominic Monaghan or Matthew Smith or Richard E. Grant or Kerry Russell, let's say they are some of the Knights of Ren. And that's one of my theories, is that only some of the knights will take off their helmets, not all 6 of them, but some of them, let's say 2 or 3, will take their helmets off, and that could very well consist of Kerry Russell or Dominic Monaghan or Matthew Smith. I mean, you name it, right? So it could be something like that. As far as the fact that this is going to be like the Battle of Takodana on a magnified scale, and that Kylo Ren will be using his lightsaber, alright? And Adam Driver will have to train for new moves for this scene using the saber, tells us that maybe he is going to go up against Rey. Now, there's no word of Daisy Ridley being involved in this scene over at Cardington. What does really interest me is of course, that ship that is currently being designed for Adam Driver to use, at least in the cockpit of it all. Now, this could very well be the new shuttle, the new ship that's being designed for Kylo Ren that we heard about 2 months ago. Apparently, he will have a brand new ship in this movie. In case you guys didn't know, Kylo Ren's shuttle is not a specific shuttle only for Kylo Ren. In fact, there are numerous ones, alright, over within the First Order. There are plenty of them. It's not designated to only Kylo Ren. So, looking at Episode 9, we could finally see Kylo Ren's very own ship for this movie. Now, we're not quite sure as to exactly what this ship really is, if it's a huge ship or if it's a starfighter, we really don't know. But it could very well be, for all we know, just Kylo Ren's TIE silencer modified. Maybe they're doing some changes to that. As far as this, alright, this is the other thing that really piques my interest here, is of course the fact that they will be using loads of rubble. Now, this tells us that maybe Kylo Ren, some stormtroopers, the Knights of Ren, the First Order overall, maybe they actually intervened and they destroyed a certain village or a certain town, where maybe, let's say, the Resistance was trying to recruit some members over to creating a bigger army to go up against the First Order. This could also serve as a planet in the unknown regions. There's a lot of talk that we are heading over to the unknown regions in Episode 9. And to actually, think about this, that we could very well get our very first battle on screen over in the unknown regions on a brand new planet is just really exciting to hear. But the whole entire sequence of Kylo Ren, we do know that Adam Driver is going to start training soon. No word on when he will be training, but nonetheless, this scene will be shot in November. Like I say, they have to do things right. They actually plan on ending principal photography by this February of 2019. And with every month that goes by, we're getting closer and closer to filming actually wrapping up for Episode 9. And then after that, we enter post-production, which is when we could hear on whether or not they will be doing like some reshoots or some pickup shots here and there. That usually happens with a Star Wars movie. I know it did with Rogue One. That's how they brought in the whole Darth Vader scene, right? So Kylo Ren, I could not be more excited to see more scenes. I think that he really is the character that really has the Star Wars sequel trilogy going for itself. I think that he's the most interesting of the new characters, aside from Rey, of course. Poe Dameron and Finn, I hope that they really step their game up for those two characters in this movie. Wasn't really a fan of them in The Last Jedi. I really enjoyed them in The Force Awakens, and I'm just hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that they really are going to be all the more impressive in the final installment of this trilogy. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.